Hello, welcome back to another Release video, and we get to talk about what happened in yesterday's games, including NHL and some NBA. The NBA game I'm going to be talking to you about is the Raptors and Wizards, where it came down in overtime when Siakam had a chance to win the game, but missed it by almost like this much. But tough break for them as they continue to have a bit of a sub below season with what their roster is like. And it's no question. Without Gasol, without Ibaka, what's the defense like? I mean, when they had that big run, as I'm wearing right here, they're led by Gasol and Ibaka with that great defense, that blocking scheme. And now you've got Chris Boucher, you've got OG Anunoby, you've got Lowry, Siakam, Van Vliet. Those are your players, and Gary Trent Jr. So I'm just trying to think, what are the Raptors' culture going to be like if they don't make the playoffs this year? What moves are going to make? Comment down below and tell me what you guys think about how the season is going to go. Now, speaking of the season, the the Warriors continue to take down dominance as they defeat the OKC Thunder, with Steph Curry continuing to be Steph Curry, and some other games today as the standings start to get near. Who will win the Raptors division? Will it be the Sixers? Will it be the Nets? Will it be the Bucks? We don't know, but one thing's for sure: those top three teams have star players. Giannis from the Bucks, and then from the Nets, three players: Irving, Durant, and Harden. That's a super team right there. And for the Sixers, Joel Embiid and other players as well. So now that we've gone to NBA things, let's go to the NHL node. Now, you may have seen Steve Dangle's Dang It's. I think I've got two Dang It's in here this game today. And Steve, Steve Dangle, if you're watching this, maybe you could put this as a Dang It right there. Montreal Canadiens got Caden Primo in net against the Toronto Maple Leafs in a second half of a back-to-back. And for Caden Primo, not the start you wanted to see. He gives up a goal in 15 seconds in. Then he gets beaten on a juicy rebound that he can't handle. The third goal was just off the pad and in. And then the fourth one was a just nice move by Mitch Marner. Now, why is this thing? It's because the coach needs to think, if you are starting against Primo against Toronto Maple Leafs, don't you have to be a little careful, because Allen is the backup while he's not your starter until Carey Price comes back. So maybe you should take the risk and put Jake Allen in again, because you have the Flames going to catch up to you pretty soon. Like, what is the coach thinking? Like, I know you want to start Primo to give Allen some rest, but that game does not prove to me like that's true. Now, speaking of that, how about the Oilers and Canucks? Miro Koskinen, he had another. Dang it. Primo gave up 4 goals on at least 13, 14 shots in the first period. Koskinen gave up 4 goals on 4 shots in the first 8 minutes of the game. It was a bit of a dang it. And for Miro Koskinen, it was a bye-bye. Adam Mike Smith, he came in, and they actually had a chance to win. It was a 5-3 game until Brock Besser sealed the deal in the third period. And even though the Oilers lost, Connor McDavid continuing to improve, now up to 95, 96 points. So he could reach the 100-point plateau maybe on the final game of the season. He did that last time against the Canucks on the final game of the season, if you remember, 2016-17 season. So now that we've settled 2 dang it, how about a hat pick? And Jeff Carter, the newly acquisition from the LA Kings, scores 4 goals in the win. And I think this is no question. Penguins bring acquisitions to just fill in the spots. And last year they brought in Jason Zucker. He had a tremendous regular season. Jeff Carter, right now, I mean, he has like 14 points, 10 games, maybe 8 goals in 10 games. Like these stats are just ridiculous. Like, they're like, oh my goodness, like the Pittsburgh Penguins are making acquisitions. But the question is, can this success go to the playoffs? If you guys don't know the statistics, here's the bit of a stat I want to say. The Pittsburgh Penguins, since winning the Cup when I was in grade 8, they haven't won a series since their first round series against the Philadelphia Flyers. Since then, they lost in 6 to their arch rival Capitals. Then they lost to the defensive Islanders. Then in the bubble, lost to the 24th place team or 12th place team, the Habs. Like, what's happening right now? If this acquisition works, it better work in the playoffs, Pittsburgh. You do not want to waste this opportunity. I don't want to get mad right now, but I'm going to be mad if this Pittsburgh Penguins continue to blunder under the big stage of this competition. So, how the standings look? Well, as always, I will show you how it is. And before we get to the standings, let's talk some news about the Leafs, because you never know what the Leafs are gonna do when the season is near. So let's take a look at some of the So let's take a look at there's any news that came up for me today, and let's take a look. The first one we have is, well, Fredrik Andersen is. There's no question I'm going to say this. Fredrik Andersen will play in the Marlies once again to see if he has what it takes. Now, some other news today. Nick Foligno, good news is he is skating, but he is not yet ready to return for tomorrow's game. Another news, Adam Brooks is going to come in for Stefan Noesen. Remember, Brooks is getting some rest because they're trying to figure out who can slot in that third line, fourth line slot. And then Ben Hutton makes his second start in a Leafs uniform. Rasmus Sandin gets now on the bench and this one's not because Sandin's bad, cap reasons. Because once Anderson comes off of IR, the cap's going to be like pretty tight to be with. So they're going to have to figure out how they're going to do this. And also, just remember this, after this season, Hyman's an RFA or a UFA. Anderson's a UFA. So what do you think? Do you think they should stick with Hyman or should it be Anderson? Personally, stick with Hyman. He had a career year, keep him, and then stick with Jack Campbell and Michael Hutchinson. But do you think we should sign David Rick to maybe a 2-year deal, 1-year deal to have a solidified backup? Because I think Jack Campbell is ready to take the next stage, being a solidified goalie. So that's all for today. And again, tomorrow, Maple Leafs playing against the Habs. Habs trying to bounce back from giving up 10 goals on 2 games. And the Leafs is trying to get healthy as the season comes to almost an end. And hopefully, Connor McDavid reaches 100 points before the season ends. So thank you guys for watching. And as always, subscribe, comment, like. Everything that you need to do on YouTube. So thank you guys and stay safe. Peace out.